like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a can. Like Daddy, Stacy, all of the Barbies is pretty. Damn, all of the Barbies is bad. It girls, and we ain't playing tag. Red.
Hello guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. If you aren't aware, my name is McCoy Kamar and I do makeup videos. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a sultry soft glam look, and this was inspired by what I see online on my explore page, on my Pinterest, on TikTok. I mean, I see so many girls trying out this like soft sultry look, and I'm sure that I've done something similar to this on my page before, but I kind of wanted to touch back into it and kind of make it like a series to do more like different styles of sultry soft glams. So this is a second one. I skipped a couple of steps, but I used my E.l.f. Power Grip primer, and that is a really great primer, especially if you have dry skin, but I always recommend you washing your face first before you even apply makeup. Once you apply makeup, add your moisturizer, then add that E.l.f. Primer, and that will really set you off. Next up, I'm taking my color corrector, my LA Girl Pro Conceal color corrector in this orange shade, or like a red, more like a red shade, and I'm color correcting all of my dark spots. If you aren't familiar with what colors to use to color correct and you're not sure what your undertones are, I will put a picture up right now so you can kind of gauge what color corrector you should probably use. This is the one that I use because I'm more darker and I have more redder undertones, and I just think that color correcting really helped my makeup look today, especially because, you know, one thing about me, I am not going to shave that little peach fuzz, and you will definitely see it today towards the end of the video, but who cares. Next up, I'm taking my Juvias Place Eye Magic Foundation in Dakar, and I'm adding that all over my face. And if you know, you know, a little goes a long way. And if you've been watching my channel a lot, you're probably like, girl, we need a new foundation. Trust me, I know. I've been trying to get my hands on more drugstore products, but my lazy self will always try to order it online before I go in store. There was a point in time where I was in Ulta every day, and that was my opportunity to get more foundation, but you know, I was just lazy. You know, my recent foundation that I have is MAC, and I just haven't been using that one. I don't know why. But I am using my Juvias Place foundation that is almost done. But you know, Black Friday, Cyber Monday happened, and I happened to get my hands on another surprise for you guys, and you guys will see it in a couple videos from now. But yeah, I'm just a huge fan of this foundation because it's full coverage. A little goes a long way. I mean, it just gives me like an effortless skin, and especially because I use the color corrector, it has really like made my face look so soft. Next up, I'm taking my Maybelline Magic Eraser shade 147. If you know, you know. That is also one of those things I have stocked up on more concealers, but y'all, I can never shy away from her. She's just too good. And then I'm gonna take my E.l.f. concealer in Deep Cinnamon. And y'all, this is the second time I use this concealer on my channel, and honestly, let's just dive right in, right? I like this concealer. My only problem is I feel like the color that I ordered, the color that I ordered, this Deep Cinnamon color, was supposed to be for my under eye, where that Maybelline is. That is what that color was supposed to be. So I was a little deceived when it came in the mail. I'm like, oh wow, this is like way lighter than I expected. And I also ended up buying a lighter shade, thinking that was going to be my inner corner shade, but it all works out because that is just my new inner corner shade for my eyes. But my issue with this concealer is it's just a little bit too dry for me. Like, I let it sit and marinate. You know, you always gotta let your concealer sit for a little bit. You gotta let it like do its thing, right? Because it'll blend way better, and it'll be more malleable. It's just, when I like blend it, it always looks good, right? And also with this concealer, a little goes a long way. If you know, if you look at my last video, that definitely told you something. But the issue is when it dries down, initially it looks good, but after a couple of hours it starts to break underneath my eye. And I'm just being completely transparent with you guys, okay? Because if you know, like, I'm wanting to be a beauty influencer, and it may work for someone with like I want to say like oily under eyes or oily skin, because I don't know, but mine, I like to set my under eye. I like, to make sure everything is dry. So, I'm still going to be using this concealer. I may just back off on using so much powder, because the more powder you use, the more dry it is. So I don't want to just write this concealer off as one that I would never use again, but I want to make sure that I'm honest with you guys on how I feel about the product. This is a step that I have been doing in my routine. I've been taking my foundation brush and just smoothing out my whole entire face, and it has helped so much, especially if like you're not a perfectionist and it's so hard for you to blend your makeup for some reason. Take that foundation brush and just go back in and pat your face in areas where you have concealed, and it'll make everything so much smoother, girl. I swear by this. Y'all better listen to me. Next up, I'm taking my Ben Nye Neutral Set Colorless Powder, and I'm adding that everywhere. If you know how good this powder is, and people are so sleep on it. I don't know why though. Like, it is so good, and especially if like you're a dark-skinned black woman, like, you need to get your hands on this. When I tell you, flashback is not even a thing, and the powder is white. Like, there's no flashback. It literally just takes on the color of the concealer that you use. So whatever color that you used on yourself, you don't have to make it too bright. It doesn't neutralize it, make it yellow. Wait, hold on. It does neutralize it, LOL. But what I meant by that, it makes whatever concealer color it is, just that color. It's so good, and it came in so clutch, and it gives me just such a really nice finish, and it's one of my favorites for sure. Next up, I'm taking my NYX brow glue, and I just started adding brow glue to my routine. If y'all know, I used to I was so old school with it. I would just brush my brows with no product, and I've never gotten my brows shaped or never gotten my brows done. My brows are fairly thin anyway, so I wouldn't do anything to it. I would just, brush them and add my my brown pencil and call it a day. But it's just like, I feel like I need to cater to my brows a little bit more, so I ended up getting that brow glue. And I love this product because it literally just glues my eyes or my hairs to where it needs to be, and it won't move all day. Okay, then I'm gonna take, once that dries down or becomes like more like tackier, I'm gonna take that pencil and then I'm gonna do my brows. And lately I have not been wanting to be so perfect. So what I'll do is I'll just do the front of my brows, and then towards the end I'll draw like a tail, but the tail won't be just so perfect, especially if I'm doing like a clean girl makeup look. I'm telling you, that tail will not be touched, but that front, I'll be needing it to have a little length. So yeah. Next up, we're already at the eyes, y'all. I'm gonna take that E.l.f. eyeliner and I'm gonna line my eyes, but I'm not making an eyeliner. We are doing an eyeliner, but the way I wanted to achieve this was by adding that initial dark liner, just so I know how to build on that. Then I'm going to take my James Charles palette and I'm going to brush that in, and I'm taking a dark brown. So the only colors that I used was a dark brown and a black from this palette. So yeah, I'm going to take that dark brown to kind of shape my eye, and I'm using my wing liner brush, and I'm just filling in my my liner. And then I'm gonna take my it's like a crease brush. It's like for your crease, but I'm using that to buff out that color, that brown color, to spread it out more and to make it look more airbrushed than very like structured and very sleek, if that makes sense. Of course, I still want that sleekness, but I want it to be airbrushed as well. I'm going to be taking that dark brown and just adding it over and over again, and then gradually making my liner a little bit thicker. I mean, it's gonna defeat the purpose of a liner, an airbrush liner, if you make it small, because no one's gonna see that until they look up close. So I wanted to make it a little bit more thicker. Then you see right there, I'm going in with that black. The only time I'm using that black color is if it's on my line, like on my lids, like, you know, I'm not bringing it all the way up there. It's only near my lashes is where I'm adding that black, and then the airbrushed look, it will be with that dark brown, and that is just to give it more of a softer look, because I tend to notice that with black, it's always just too much for me, girl. Like, and if you know, you know, because even with my my last makeup look where I did like a smoky eye, I don't really be fooling with that black too much unless it's near my lids, or not my lids, I'm sorry, unless it's near my lashes, because girl, that's very, very intense sometimes. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be fast forwarding a little bit on my right side. Did I do that right side on camera? I think I did, but y'all, I'm just being careful with that dark, with that black color, and just kind of using a substitute color that is not so dark, which is that dark brown color that will get me right every single time. And next up, I'm going to take that winged liner brush once again, and I'm going to use that black color to get my waterline, and I'm lining it very, very thin, and I'm putting it very, very close to my eye, so it gives me that really sexy, smoky, sultry look. I mean, what is just a sultry look without, you know, messing with your under eyes and adding those browns. Next up, I'm going to take another winged liner, and I'm going to go ahead and add that dark brown. And I have another color that's like a dark brown, but it has like a little bit of like red undertones. That's the brown that I used. And I'm adding that underneath my eye to give that, you know, that ombre effect. To go from black to that brown, it completed my look, and it just made me look really, really grown. And yeah, one of my favorite steps. Last minute, I decided to add my Fenty Beauty highlighter on my eyes, and dude, like, I'm in love with this Diamond Bomb highlighter. It's so pretty. Like I don't even think y'all can really like understand how pretty it is, especially until you see it in person. Like, bruh, it's really, really gorgeous. And I'm telling you, I thought of it last minute, like, you know what, let me add some glitter. You know, it's still sultry glam with that glitter, okay? Next up, I'm taking my Ioni Lashes. I'm so sick. I got these in Philadelphia at Dollar Tree. I never ever like expected those to be like my favorite lashes, so I just bought one. I was like, oh, like, I like the shape of these, let me buy this, and if I like it, I like it, whatever. But now I regret not getting like 7 and just stocking up. I tried to look online for that specific type of lash, but I don't know. My old lashes that I have, like, I'm just kind of over them. So, you know, I'm kind of going back and forth from these and the Amazon lashes, and just to see what works for me. But yeah, these lashes go really well with my makeup look. Next up, I'm taking my Juvia's Place bronzing palette in Deep Dark, and I'm adding that darker shade onto my my cheeks, or underneath my cheeks, and I'm just sculpting my face, okay, y'all? I'm adding that dimension to me, because without that bronze, sometimes I'll be looking a little 2D. Like, I don't know, it's like I be wanting to pop out of my face a little bit, and you know, like I always say, I want someone to be able to be like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty from a mile away. Not when you get up close and be like, oh, I peeped that she did this, I peeped that. You know, like, I'm not heavy-handed, but I be wanting, you know, some of my features to stand out. So use that opportunity to bronze really, really well. Next up, I'm taking my MAC blush discontinued shade. That's all I own is discontinued products, y'all, even with the concealer. But you know, I love this blush because it's so muted and it's so like light, and one would say they can't see it, but I think it's just so pretty. But then again, as I was putting it on, I was like, oh, this is too calm. Like, this is way too calm. So I decided to go back in with my Juvia's Place Blush Volume 4 and use that darker pink shade and tap my cheeks, okay? Just to give it that rosy look. I know with Sultry Glam, you're wanting to think of browns, but don't worry, I'm gonna redeem myself, okay? I ended up taking my MAC lip liner pencil in Chestnut and lining my lips normal, taking my time to make sure that it just looks very neat and very structured. You know, sometimes I'm not even a perfectionist. Sometimes I just be doing whatever, but just line your lips with that liner. I love this shade, y'all. I don't think I'll ever use any other shade now until forever, especially when it comes to natural shades. Next up, I'm taking a jumbo brown lip pencil. I'm sorry I did this out of frame. Sometimes I'll be just in my own zone and I forget, but just kind of overline your lips, but in a natural way, if that makes sense. I know that's contradicting, but try to overline your lips, but do it kind of to where no one would notice that you overlined your lip, and do that with the black so it gives it that contrast a little bit. Next up, I'm taking my NYX Butter Gloss in Funnel Cake, and I'm lining my lips, and I know y'all see that dimple, y'all. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this clip. Watching it back, I'm like, bro, that looks so freaking deep. And I'm never shutting up about it, because if you know, I love having dimples. I love dimples, period. I love seeing it. My dad had dimples. My boyfriend has dimples. Like, I love me a cute little dimple. So, anyway, I'm taking that Funnel Cake gloss, and it just made my lips look brown and pretty. Like, do y'all see that shade? Ugh, so pretty. Next up, I'm taking that highlighter, and I'm gonna do touch up. So I'm gonna add my highlighter, and just to give it that oomph. Oh my god, this step, y'all. So I took a yellow eyeshadow and I added that underneath my eye, and I did that in my previous video, my fairy makeup video, and I never got over that. That is so beautiful, and I didn't intend on doing this step, but I realized that I really liked how that looked on my last my makeup video, or my fairy makeup video, so I decided to do it again. And when I tell you, that's gonna be like my staple, that's gonna be like my highlighter, like my like adding a lip gloss, adding, these are gonna be my necessities. Like, I have to have that yellow underneath my eye. I ended up finishing off my face with the setting powder. Then I'm going back in to define my mole, and y'all, I'll be forgetting about that mole. But anywho, I hope you guys really enjoy this makeup look. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.